Welcome into the Oh Health Yeah podcast, brought to you by Healthy is Wellness. As you all know, our mission is to empower you to take control of your health and elicit a little bit of curiosity in your life when it comes to the world of wellness. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you have loved ones or friends that you think would benefit from this, share it with them. Let's get this thing going.
All right, hit it. We are live.
What is up, Healthy is Wellness family? Today we got a fun episode. We had a lot of positive feedback and a lot of views on a hot topic episode that we did a few months back. And so today, Zach and I are going to do another hot topic episode where he's just going to look up hot topics in the world of health and wellness. And we're just going to shoot from the cuff and talk about them. This is completely unscripted and it's literally straight off the cuff. So we're going to jump right in. Hot Topics episode 2. Here we go, Zach.
Googling hot topics in health and wellness. Yeah. Let's go. What health topics are trending right now? GLP-1s. We got their potential beyond diabetes, like colon cancer survival, potential side effects, as well as new research in diet and aging. I've seen some stuff about GLP-1s being able to actually, oh my gosh, rewind. The thing that I saw about GLP-1 is they're developing another medication that is similar but not the same because of the progress that we've seen with GLP-1s helping with alcoholism and drug addiction. So they're developing another drug that is similar, like same, but different. That is specifically meant for alcohol and addiction. So I think that's a huge side effect. I did also see a spine specialist doctor on social media talking about how it affects your cerebral spinal fluid in a positive way. And so GLP-1s are, wow,
They're here to stay.
they're crazy. They are here to stay.
They're super cool. And it's cool, too, because we're able to facilitate some stuff with our clients as well. We have clients that are utilizing GLP-1s, and it's so fun to work alongside them and help them develop habits throughout the journey. There is a ton of crazy science coming out about addiction and like alcohol, like you said. Even I saw gambling addiction, how it decreases people's chances to gambling, whether it's sports betting or doing anything like that. So there's huge positive implications. And I think the biggest thing, as we've talked about with GLP-1s, is just incorporating habits that come with it. I saw a statistic that said the majority of GLP-1 users, between 25 to 40% of their weight loss is muscle right now. So the more that we can help people incorporate habits to help them maintain muscle mass or even gain muscle mass throughout the journey, it's going to be freaking awesome. But they're definitely something that's here to stay and something that's going to be beneficial for people for a long time to come. Not just physical, but mental as well.
All right, this time I Googled controversial topics. They're definitely controversial.
Edgy.
Genetic editing. Is that something you want to touch?
Genetic editing in what way? Give me more. Do they have more on there?
Quote unquote designer babies. So it's like being able to pick specific genes, recessive genes, red hair, the eye color, stuff like that. I feel like that might be a little too edgy for us.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in our wellness. And on the genetic side of things, though, I did hear a study came out showing, okay, I'll ask you this question. What percent of your health outcomes do you think are based strictly off of genetics?
Nature versus nurture.
What percent do you think?
So like nature versus nurture.
Exactly, yeah. Like what do your habits obviously incorporate some form of health outcomes? There's also genetics that come into play. There was a study that showed a percent variance. And it blew my mind when I saw it. But what percent do you think is based off of
genetic? And for some reason, is this physical and mental? Or is this?
Yeah, it's both.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna say 28%.
You're dang close.
What is it?
Mark Hyman said in between 7 and 25%. Okay, percent-wise.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of a variance there, but that's just based off of genetics. The argument that he was making is how powerful behaviors are. Like if you incorporate behaviors in your life, obviously we can't overcome everything in the world, but if only 7 to 25% of your health outcomes are based off of genetics, there's a lot of stuff that we can do and incorporate in our lives to help us decrease our risk and help us take control of our health in a meaningful way. I thought it was super cool to hear that statistic.
That is interesting.
And it was less than I thought.
Yeah, that is less. So this one's exercise intensity. I feel like this is a good one for you to touch on for sure. So this one, says there are ongoing debates about whether high intensity or steady state cardio is more effective. I would immediately say it depends on your goal.
Yep.
It depends on what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it not only does it depend on your goal, but it depends on your life and where you're at. When I think of exercise and what the most meaningful form of exercise is, I oftentimes use this analogy of a bucket, like a stress bucket. And there's so many things that go into every individual stress bucket. Your stress bucket is not just exercise, it's family stress, it's work stress, it's a lack of sleep, it's stress that comes from inflammatory foods. There's all these stressors. And if your goal with exercise is to create a change in your body, then the stressors that go into that bucket have to equal the change that you're hoping to achieve. So for example, if I am a father of 4, I have a 4-month-old baby at home and I'm not sleeping very much, then I probably shouldn't be working out 7 days a week or else I'm going to hurt myself.
For sure.
Whereas when I was a 20-year-old college football playing man, go work your butt off. You're sleeping like a dream, like you're eating right, doing all those things. So I think that the form of exercise that's most beneficial for a person, not only do we have to first establish their goals, but we have to figure out like where are you at with
Yeah, where are you at? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. But on a very broad spectrum, 3 days a week of resistance training is what I've heard can help maintain muscle mass and gain muscle mass. But every single client that we see, I would want to ask them what's your goals and where you're at before we dive too far into that.
What do you think's the most common challenge you give out? I would say like a solid 80-85% of our client force is like office. It's office employees, right? So not obviously a lot of them. I mean, we have marathon and ultra athletes, right? We have the whole spectrum of people. But like, what do you think is the most common, healthy as well as challenge that we like to give people when it comes to this?
To activity?
Yeah.
Rucking.
Same. Rucking for sure.
Rucking plays into a lot of different health benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that anybody can do.
Yeah.
Whether you're
There's no barrier to entry.
yeah, it doesn't matter.
Put a backpack on. Yeah. Grab a couple water bottles and you're good.
Exactly. And if you're not familiar with our rucking card, what it is it's walking around with some form of resistance on your body, whether it's a backpack with a couple books in it or a couple cans of soup in it or water bottles,
Yep.
or actually buying a rucking vest. What it does is it sends your body a signal that you weigh more than you actually do. In turn, your body tries to maintain or gain muscle mass, increase stability, and it's extremely beneficial for the body. It also increases caloric expenditure. If you're already going for walks, it can help to boost that a little bit. There's a guy named Michael Easter that's coming out with a rucking calorie counter, which I'm extremely intrigued to know what that shows. They'll show you if you're roughing with X amount of pounds for this long at this intensity, how many calories you burn expected. But it's a good way to level up your walks if you're already doing walks.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be walks. I mean, I like to talk to our clients about rucking while they do the dishes, while they're vacuuming the house. I think that's where I like it so much is like we could talk rucking with the ultra athlete. We could talk rucking with the fresh mother or coming off of an injury firefighter, anything like that. Like, I think it's one of the most broadly applicable challenges that we have.
It's a good one for newborn parents too.
Yeah.
Was literally I strap my son to my chest and I walk around, and that's Rocky. Like he's about 18 pounds right now, or 5-month-old. I would guess 18 pounds, might be a little heavy, but little things like that. And I even, like you just said, like I poop or scoop in the backyard with my vest on sometimes. I love the way. So then there's little things that you can do, little habits.
Okay, here's another one. I think this is a fun one. This is mobility versus flexibility. Experts debate whether the focus should be on passive flexibility or the active control of movement, mobility, to improve performance and prevent injury. What do you think?
Flexibility to me is the degree in which you can do certain movements without control and without strength. Mobility to me is the degree in which you can do movements while also being able to control those movements and be able to facilitate those things safely. So flexibility for me could be, okay, can I do the splits? Yes, check. You can? No.
Okay.
It's like,
No way.
that's flexibility to me, is just how far can you move a joint?
Okay.
Mobility to me is, can I do a deep squat in control without increasing my injury risk? So in my mind, mobility is more applicative to everyday life than flexibility is. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, in my opinion, It's for me, it's really my goal is mobility. What mobility means to me is being able to go fly fishing and not be in pain, not be in pain the day after, the night of, and preventing injury. That's why it matters to me, because health and wellness is being present in the life that you're in, not worried about pain, not worrying about injury. So I've always been a flexible person, even when I was very large. Flexibility always came easy to me. I don't know what percent genetic that is. I don't either. That's a good one. But I think mobility is very important to me, because when I think of mobility, the word that comes to my brain is functionality, right? And I'm not a person that wants to go to the gym to have aesthetically pleasing muscles. Yeah. I mean, sure, I guess I somewhat enjoy it, but more than anything, I want to be able to go hiking and fishing and spend time with the people that I love. And this might sound a little corny, but like, I go fishing with my dad all the time since he began his sobriety. And one of my biggest fears is we're out on the river and he goes down. Like, I need to be able to help him. Exactly. Or else what? You know what I mean? So
Well, and then even him falling, like when you think of him going down, flexibility is not going to help him stabilize. Mobility is going to help him stabilize. And
yeah.
I think what mobility brings together is flexibility and control slash strength is what I would say. So mobility is definitely more important to us and to our clients, I think, being able to do the things you love, just like you said, long into life.
Mm-hmm. What else we got? Let's see. Got anything that comes to mind right off the bat?
Nothing that I can think of right now.
Okay. What do you think about detoxes?
Mm, detoxes. Tell me more. Are you thinking like a fruit juice detox or like
Yeah, like ginger, apple cider vinegar. What are your thoughts on detox there?
I think detoxing can be a good reset depending on how you do it. I think when I think of detoxing, I think of different strategies that you can implement in your life to help your body to detox on more of a short-term basis. Like when I think detox, I think of our time restricted feeding card and trying to help people get a 12-hour break from food, specifically at nights.
Help people achieve autophagy.
Exactly. Yep. So you get to that phase of autophagy. It's a cellular clean out. It's a simple form of detox. So little things like that I think can be extremely beneficial. I even think like sauna is a form of detox. Being able to sweat, utilize heat shock proteins and the benefits of those things. Those are two forms of detox that I think we believe in. Sweating is a huge one as well. I don't necessarily love the whole juice detoxes, but I also don't know a ton about them. So I'd have to look into them and see kind of what they incorporate. But it's one of those things like what we aim to do is incorporate habits in people's lives that they can do on any day. So not things that are super duper extreme. Like I don't want to ask somebody, hey, for the next 14 days, you can only drink apple juice. I don't want people to do that. But there's different forms of detox that I do believe in. But I think anything that we help people instill in their life, hopefully it's something they can do even on their worst day. What are your thoughts on detoxes?
I don't know enough about it, to be honest. It was just one of the topics that I found on Google. Um, I think I have a hard time believing that like drinking ginger and ginseng shots is going to do anything that your body isn't already capable of doing, being as complex as it already is. So
The other thing that comes to my mind when I think detox is detoxing from digital devices. You shouldn't away from those things. You even just mentioned it with your fly fishing stuff. Like when you do that, you can't really be on your phone and be doing this at the same exact time. It was funny because we just took last week. I took Asher hunting. Little Asher man is 7 years old. I picked him up from school early and we went up hunting and it was no tablets, no phones, just him and I in the woods. And it's so fun to detox or almost get away from the devices that we all share. Like we all sit on our screens all the time and look at all these things. And so just being able to be present with the people that you love, I think that's another form of detox because we all spend so much time on phones, tablets.
we do. It's hard. It's hard, especially when it's a part of your everyday life. Like you. I mean, I feel like if it was up to you, you would spend 85%, genuinely 85% less time than you have to for your job.
Yeah. On devices.
Yeah. It's a huge part of your life and you don't want, and I know that you wish it wasn't.
Yeah. And the more that you can build in those detoxes, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah. Have you seen that new product called Brick? It's a thing that you tap to your phone. It uses NFC and it locks your phone out. Makes it like emergency calls only, or like, you know, you can only call and text with it. And it does it for a certain amount of time. I thought it was a pretty decent project. It made me think of you pretty cool, pretty immediately.
Yeah, it is free.
Yeah, it bricks your phone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
maybe we'll get it for you for Christmas.
Yeah, no joke. Jeez Louise. Brick, send us some for Christmas. Then it's a
Okay.
cool.
All right. I think that's all I got for today.
Sweetness. Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys like these hot topic episodes, leave us comments. Let us know what you want to hear about. We like to walk that edgy line. So talking about things that are within our scope, not within our scope, marrying the two. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day and stay tuned for more episodes.